Welcome back, YouTube. So today we're going to be working on the top tube on my Lugged Bicycle steel frame. In the last video we drew a line down the top tube with the down tube and got a center line reference, and that helped us use a template from 2 miter to cut in our miters for our down tube, and I also did it on our top tube at our head tube. But now we got to cut in for the seat tube lug, and to make sure that it is perfect on there, we're going to use an inclinometer. We're going to get everything all set up. I've already got the tube set up in the vise, and I got the head tube lug set up here and got it all evened out, so that all we have to do is slide on the lug here, bring it up to where our cut line is, which is going to be, for me, 58. That's going to give us a total top tube length of 61 centimeters. That's including, the halfway through your head tube and halfway through your seat tube. So, yeah, let's move on. So like I said, we're going to be using the inclinometer today. I've got it rested right now onto the head tube to top tube lug, and I've got it evened out this way, and I've also got it evened out this way as well. So now we just need to move on to sliding the seat tube lug on. So now we just need to get the seat tube lug slid down to where our cut line is. Like I said, for me it's going to be at 58 centimeters. Get it just showing in there. And now we've got to use the inclinometer to get it set up to be level. That is it. We are on it. Alright, now we got our inclinometer set up perfectly and got our lug just twisted just ever so slightly off that center line to get it perfect. And that is why we're using that instead of just trusting on this line, because it's just a little too thick to be precise. So what I'm going to do now is bring in the Sharpie and color in all the spots that I need to remove. And then what we're going to do is going to tape on our template and get it set in there, and we'll use the angle grinder to remove some of the material. Alright, now that since we got our top tube all squared away, it's time to move on to the seat tube. So to start off with, we're going to be sticking it into the bottom bracket. To start off with, we're going to be grinding the bottom bracket so that the seat tube will fit, and then we'll be sticking our Sharpie in here and grabbing the miters that we need to make onto the seat tube. Alright, let's grab the Dremel and get this round out in here so that our seat tube will fit nicely. We almost got her. There we go. Like a glove. Alright, now that we got our bottom bracket ground, just fit it up onto our seat tube. We'll take our Sharpie. And we will mark it out. So for reference line, right there. Now that we have that drawn in there, it's time to break out the angle grinder and grind away some material. Now that we have our seat tube to bottom bracket figured out, we now need to get our height figured out on our seat tube. This particular lug does have a step inside of it, so we got to figure that out as well. We're going to have to make a perfectly straight cut. If it didn't have that and it was a pass-through style, we could actually just go just a little bit above and then have it match up later. So we are going to go for 61 centimeters. We're going to hit this right here at the center of the bottom bracket. And we're coming over here. And we're going to struggle just a little bit. Make sure that we're not too far. We're perfect there. There. And 61 centimeters. Alright, now that we found our center line, or our cut line, we want 61 centimeters. So that's right here. But that's got to be the center of this top tube right here. What we got to do, so we have to guesstimate right at where that cut is going to have to be on this top tube. And I believe it is right there. So there we go. We have our 61 and the top of our tube so that we can hit the little lip on the inside of this lug. There you go. Alright, so yeah, just put some painter's tape on here and got it wrapped around nice and even with that mark that we just made, and we're going to pop it into the vise and get it cut down. Got it all ground down and went right to the masking tape. Hopefully we did a pretty good job. See how she fits. I haven't ground out the inside of this lug yet though, so it may need some work. Looks like it does. Yeah, it's got some not much in it. It just doesn't need that much work. It just needs just a tiny bit. Yeah. Alright, hold on. I'm going to take this off. We'll be right back. I'm going to grind out the inside of this. So just a little bit. We'll see how she is. Alright, after much work with the grinder, finally got it fitting in there. Pretty good. It's all the way up to the edge. Here, you barely get a fingernail in there, so that's perfect. And we'll take our, well, I say we could take our top tube and put it there, but you know, gotta be able to get it in the hole. There we are. Got that in there. Starting to come along. Alright, so now that we have our seat tube all squared away, we need to start working on our head tube here. The first thing we need to do is find, well, basically look at the center line of our down tube and the center line of our head tube here, and kind of see where that is. That looks like that goes there, there, and there, and I'd say it's right there. Well, we're doing that to find the length that we need to put for our head tube here. We're also going to use this later. We need to find out the length of our down tube. Anyways, the book has the recommended head tube height for us, so I'm going to go check on that and we'll be right back. So the book tells us is that our center to center on our head, from our down tube to head tube or top tube, is going to be 95 millimeters. So write that right there so we'll see it. And will find where I put down my tape measure. I'm messed right now. Alright. 95. There we go. We got a super long head tube that we don't really need, so I might cut down a little bit of that, but I think I'll wait until I actually know exactly where I want to have everything. Do the down tube as well. It's supposed to be 67.4 for me. There's a table inside of the book that lets you know what your target down tube should be as well. And I don't have enough tube. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. I hope that's a lie. Boy, do I hope that's a lie. Let's get this all set up.